We are all born with ability to grow and actualize, but we suppress this ability because of defeating patterns of thought. We learn irrational beliefs in our childhood from environment. It is not useful to blame others, instead it is important to learn and accept ourselves. In this video, the aim is to achieve self-acceptance and the acceptance of others. The more you accept yourself, the more is the acceptance of others. An important step in this therapy is to identify the negative beliefs that lead to psychological conflict. Hello and welcome. This is Mrunal, and this is my fifth video. Today's topic is about insecurity. Insecure. The word itself says a lot of depth. The word itself says a lot of depthful meaning. Insecure comes from opposite of secure, feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling yourself. And this is quite ignored topic because many a times at many moments we just feel like we got anxious or we got sad or we got depressed or we got tensed, stressful. But honestly, many a times you just feel insecure. Today deeply we'll try to understand what insecurity exactly means. But what I feel, what I've observed and what I've learned is ABC of this insecurity. The ABC of this insecurity is activating events, beliefs, and C for consequences. Now, what are activating events? The current situation, the current event which is happening and might be has happened, and due to which you went through a memory. In the previous video, we have talked about our comfort zone, and many a times or in a lot of videos I have also discussed about how our childhood impacts our upbringing and how we ourselves are completely a memory. Even I have discussed this before, that whatever you are today is just a mixture, a collaboration, a frame of your memories. Whatever you have seen, heard, felt, absorbed, learned from your parents, from your circumstances, from your environmental factors, and also the situations which came in your life. And that is the reason every person is different. That is the reason few people feel insecure in their life and few people don't feel insecure in their life. They are very strong and they just face a situation. But you know what the reality is? Everybody feels insecure. Every human being on this earth, especially the people who are strong, they feel this insecurity a lot. But their way of showing it or their coping mechanism is completely different from the people who are expressive with their emotions. A lot of the times the people who cannot express their insecurity or is not accepting that they are feeling insecure are the people who suppress their emotions a lot. Nowadays we have heard about this term anxiety a lot, distress, stressful situation, mental illness. These all things completely channelized to one specific thing, that is fear. The root cause of every problem is fear. And also the root cause of insecurity is fear. When you are fearful, when you don't feel confident, when you feel like somebody is going to attack you verbally or maybe physically, what do you feel? You need to defend yourself. You need to immediately react something. As being human beings, as being animals, I would say, on this earth, we tend to defend ourselves. Many a times the animals who are stronger than us or the any type of being which is kind of hurtful to us, we tend to kind of behave with a certain distance, and also we tend to stay away from such people or such animals. That is the behavior trait which we have accepted since long. Whenever you feel insecure, what exactly are you doing? You're trying to protect yourself. This brings me to the another point, healthy boundaries. And also related to that, related to these two terms, healthy boundaries is equal to ego. Whenever a person is egoistic, whenever a person is insecure, whenever a person has a limited boundaries or is limitedly available to the people, whenever few people have a certain limitations going beyond their comfort zone and meeting other people, whenever few people have this ego issues with, like, whenever they are being told something or they aren't being understood or they aren't being felt their self, they tend to make a cocoon and just try to avoid everything outside and just pretend to be alone and manage with their own emotions and try to be with their own emotions. The third category is completely like being insecure. They just get frightened like a rabbit and they keep on shivering until and unless somebody comforts them. Now, from where does this comfort comes? Exactly, it comes from your mother. So let's talk about how insecurity is built indirectly, unconsciously in your childhood. From the age of 0 to 5 or 0 to 8, children are very much dependent on their mothers. Mothers bring out the love in them. Fathers bring out the decision making process in them. Majorly, what happens is whenever a mother is sleeping next to the child feels secure. The child feels wanted. The child feels that he is there. Somebody is there for him. Somebody is there. A child feels something. Similarly, the child is still alive within us. In spite of being number of ages, we still hold that age in us. The baby in us, the infant in us feels insecure many a times. And what does that infant want? It wants the mother's care. It wants the affection. It wants to be handled with care, hugged properly, and made feel secure. It wants to be validated. It wants to be loved. It wants to be taken care of. And that is the reason we feel insecure, because we miss our mother. We miss that warmth. We miss that caring nature of the mother, the validation from the mother. Many a times we feel that, okay, certain situation is there and I'm just going ahead and trying to, make a fight. Physically, I'm going over there. There is nothing mental. But what in that situation exactly you want? Why are you being insecure in that situation? Because that atmosphere isn't surrounded by your motherly feeling. There isn't any form of homely feeling to you. There are times in life where we tend to disconnect from everything. We disconnect from friends, the work life, the house life, the parents, everything. And there comes a time when you feel like crying and you don't know the reason why are you crying. And the reason is you just miss that validation from your mother. You just miss that security from your mother. Your whole insecurity is surrounded and taken care. And also, the root cause is your childhood trauma of fear. And that fear can be removed and must be removed by your mother. People who are always surrounded by their mother and always being, taken care of, always being given validation from their mother, these are the people who are really very strong. They cope up in life. They try to move ahead in life because they know, and their upbringing is so strong that they are completely into that vibration. They are vibrating with their mother and the motherly feeling. There are times when certain children who haven't been privileged to be with their mother in their childhood, maybe your mother was working, maybe your mother was died, maybe you didn't get the time to analyze what exactly your mother is. Your mother was not a good parent or was not that motherly enough to provide you, to protect you, or to be with you. It happens. Everybody is not born with the fortunate qualities. Everybody learns. And learning is the human tendency. Whenever you be with your mother, you just feel that you're dependent on her too much. You're completely dependent. And at a certain age, after the teenage crosses, we feel that responsibility, now we should take care of her. But never it happens. A mother is a mother till the death. She is always going to protect you. She's always going to be with you. And she is always going to be your mother. And never in your life you will be able to mother your parent or any kind of human being around. Every mother should do that. Every mother needs to be that protective and that validating. The root cause of insecurity completely depends on what kind of circumstances you were grown up into. I will tell you one example. There's a child who is into my contact, and his mother used to work even in the 9 months of the pregnancy and also after the delivery. So the child used to cry every day whenever she used to leave for the office. I've seen him crying. I used to hold him. He used to cry for his mother. He used to take the name of the mother, like whatever he calls to his mother, and he used to cry. After some time, after like few days, after few hours especially, the child got used to that feeling. Whenever the mother used to leave, he used to cry a lot. And then when the mother leaves, he again gets back to his playing after half an hour of crying. This was a routine for him. And this was at the age of 0. And the frightening thing, the most not so good thing, is the child faced this at the age of 0 when he was not even aware about what human life is, what he is, what his name is. And at certain point in life, today, the child is almost like 11, 12 years old, and that child is completely hyper independent. And that child is completely, into self-reliance, self-dependent, and hyper-independence. They don't depend or like or tend to, take certain things from others. They like to give, provide, because they have been brought up into that condition. Because the mother was not available to make them feel secure, to make them feel wanted, to make that, give that surety that I'm there for you. Even if you're fearful, if you need anything, the mother is not available. And I completely agree, and I don't blame any kind of motherly figure over here that she was doing wrong. No, it's her life. She was doing the great thing which she would do. That was the perfect decision at that point of life. Because survival is much important. And, bringing up the child, especially, taking care of the child financially is also important. And might be this video will be resonating to the people who are a single parent, or the children who have been raised by a single parent. So what I feel over here is insecurity comes from within. Insecurity has happened in your life, and that is the reason at many milestones in your life it is reflecting again and again. And what you need to do is just make yourself feel secure. And how you're going to do it, just take a look. So whenever you feel insecure, or whenever you feel like you are afraid, you want to cry, you want to burst out, or you don't know what kind of emotions those are, this is the best thing I have learned from internet. And I'm going to tell you the same thing now. Whatever your age is, at whatever point of life you are right now, maybe 60, 70, 75, 5, 12, 10, 15, 25, anything it can be, 35, anything it can be. Just take your age. For example, my age is 26. So my age is 26 now. I am a completely grown up woman. I am dependent on myself. I don't need to be fearful. The child in me who was at the age of 5 or 8 or below 10 or 0, the child wasn't being privileged to be taken care of. But today, I can take care of you. I am strong, I'm strong-minded, and I'm brave enough to fight all the battles. I'm there for myself. I am going to protect myself. And I have that strength to protect myself. This is what you can do whenever you feel insecure. This is what you can do whenever you feel anxiety. This is what you can do whenever you feel there is something wrong and you don't know what the reason is. Just make yourself calm. Just calm down. It's just the thought process. It's just the negative beliefs, which brings me to the second point, beliefs. The A, B, C, the B of your journey. Whenever the circumstances come in your life, it brings a certain thought process and an experience which we adapt completely and make it a belief that, okay, this is how the life is going to be. But you know what? Whenever you meet a different kind of people, 10 million people, you will have 10 million perspectives in life. Because everybody's way of thinking and view towards life is completely different. Whenever you sit in front of a window, you will see just the front view in the east direction or the west direction. But do you know, or are you aware that there are 4 directions or 8 directions in total? You need to be in life too. So beliefs can be into 2 different categories. Firstly, a positive belief. Secondly, is a negative belief. Whenever your body reacts in a certain way and makes you feel completely insecure, that means you are controlling or holding on to the negative emotions. Try to analyze those emotions. Don't run away from those emotions. Sit with your emotions. Talk to your emotions. Why that negative feeling is. Why am I feeling insecure right now? Note it down. And you won't believe what I'm going to say. Do those things again and again, till you feel confident while doing it, and all the fear is being just sucked off out of that memory or out that behavior or that mindset, that belief in you. Second is positive belief. This positive belief becomes your core mindset and leads you to make decisions and good decisions in your life. Whenever you feel like there is a completely different person talking to you right now, whenever you feel there are 2 people in your mind talking right now, it's just the core belief in you. The positive experiences in your life and the negative experiences in your life. Since a few days before, I heard someone talking about this intuition. There is a certain, a churning in your stomach, and you just feel that certain situation or certain person is not right for you, is not good for you. And you just tend to, come out of that place, or you try to, move out of that situation. You try to protect yourself in certain scenarios. But many a times, whenever you feel that something is wrong, your intuition says, your gut feeling says that something is wrong. And then again, you start believing on the person in front. Firstly, you don't like that person or that situation, and then you accept that person or the situation. You know why does that happen? I heard it from somewhere that your intuition is coming up and going towards your brain, but what happens is it stops over your heart and gets involved into your feelings and comes out of your mouth. So this is what happens whenever your belief system is being imbalanced or your belief system has been hurt. You need to have that positive belief system, core system, so strong that it defeats your negative belief system. And at this point in the video, I would like to tell you, there is nothing called enemy in this world. There is nothing called attacker in this world. The only thing which matters is you and your perspective towards them. And you can change or shake the mountains if you believe, and your core belief and your positive core belief is really, really strong, and you're very conscious enough to analyze all those things. Here comes the third point, that is C in this ABC, which is consequences. Activating into the events, you have analyzed the events, you know what is the root cause of that problem, and now you know what kind of belief you're holding. The third point comes is facing the consequences, absorbing the consequences and letting that emotions be out of your body. There is a book which everyone is aware of. It's called Mahabharata or Gita, which Krishna and Arjuna's conversation is there. It's totally based on the consciousness. It's totally based on your decision making. The fight is not happening on the Kurukshetra. The fight is happening inside your brain, because you have almost like 3 parts controlling you. One is the conscious one is the unconscious one, and one is the subconscious one. Conscious one on which you're activating certain things, you're doing certain jobs, you're doing everything. Subconscious is your internal bodily movements, your breathing, your heart palpitations, your digestive system, anything. It is all related to the subconscious mind. When your conscious mind is completely into thinking, into overthinking, your subconscious mind activates and does the certain things for you, certain jobs for you. And then the unconscious mind, which has stored a lot of immense emotions since your birth, since the years you have lived on this earth. It gives you the power and ability to make certain situations attract in your life, and certain decisions you take according to that consciousness inside you. At this point in the video, I would like to tell you a few questions. You can just pause the video, note down the questions, or take a screenshot, and you need to answer those questions. because these questions, this journaling is going to give you a lot of clarity. You heard all the theory, now you need to do some practical. And also, you need to change your consequences anyhow. And I know you are that strong enough to make anything possible to you, because everything is temporary. Change is the only constant. Another way to tackle your insecurity is by building your confidence really very strong. Firstly is reducing your fear, the way we did a few minutes before. And also the second thing is building that confidence above, reducing fear and building the confidence, and this will also give you a better results in your life. So that's all for the insecurity, and if you want more discussion on the same topic, please do let me know on my Instagram handle or YouTube comment section, and please reach out to me. And if you want me to make any different kind of video where you have certain questions, you can ask me in the Instagram DM. So please let me know what do you feel about these videos. It can help me and motivate me to do more and more content. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day ahead.